One of the senpais got wrecked in this episode of World Trigger. I did not expect something like that. I mean, at the very least, he held his own against two humanoid enemies, trigger users. I still am quite shocked to see that one black trigger user, the ability he had. I wonder what exactly that is, which I'll get into that in a moment. But the thing was, what we find out is the old man with the cane, we find out he's a black trigger user, but he's not just an ordinary black trigger user. He's a trigger user that is one of the top best trigger users in the enemy side. Like, he's one of the best. And to see something like that just goes to show you how powerful this dude is. But why would they send someone like this on a scouting mission or a recon mission to go off into another country? You'd think they would want to keep their big guns, especially top players, back at the home base. Why would they send someone like that to this place right here? Like, why would they do that? So there's a lot of questions I have right now, because if you are doing like a scouting mission or something, you don't want to send your top key battle person that's really fucking strong. Like, did you see the battle capacity that dude had in this episode? He wiped out buildings like it was mincemeat, just cut them into little pieces, and you saw how one of our senpais got wrecked. So it just goes to show you how strong this dude is. So the ability of this trigger, obviously it's fast. Obviously it is fast. Now, I don't know necessarily what it is. I'm assuming it's some form of shockwave with blades. That's what I think it is. Like, it's some form of blades that go super fast, like a shockwave, and it just cuts things real quick in a certain radius. And that's what happens. And it generates, obviously, from his cane. So, I wonder what exactly is the gimmick to that trigger. Like, what is the weakness? Because that's pretty fucking deadly. Did you see it cut the ground, it cut buildings, it cut concrete, it was cutting everything. And if you were to bring that dude up to the border's base, he'd probably cut the border's walls into mincemeat if you used something like that. So it just shows you how strong this dude is. Now, overall though, this episode of World Trigger is the fight between the senpai and two humanoid trigger users, and also getting to see one of the black trigger users that, got defeated a couple episodes, or kind of didn't get defeated. He just, kind of had a stalemate with some of our border agents. He goes off and he actually goes inside of the border agents' home base. He goes into their HQ and is starting to wreck house, destroy people, which causes issues to where the door won't open up at the end of the episode for our main male character, Osamu. So, yeah, it's getting pretty fucking bad. And I like the way the inner monologues were displayed, or the conversation was displayed with Jin and Kuga talking about what is going to happen to Osamu if he doesn't get saved. Like, I like seeing both sides, like, they're blowing at, like, balloons. They're blowing at balloons, which Osamu is the balloon, and they're blowing at this balloon. And depending on who blows harder and who wins, Osamu will either die or he will win. And it's kind of like a good ending, bad ending, and staying in between the lines of both of those endings. That's what's going on right now. And I like getting to see something like that when it came to this episode of World Trigger. Just getting to see how Jin was explaining how his side effect actually works. Because even though he could see the future, it's not certain what he sees is going to really happen. So this kind of shows you, even though Jin is a very good character, he's very strong, he's not all-knowing, he doesn't know everything, and so he can't change the outcome of the future, and the future can change like that, like a dime. So we come to find that out with this episode. Overall though, this episode of World Trigger, I felt like it's getting intense. It's definitely getting intense, because things are starting to build up and makes you wonder, like, what is the objective? See, they're wanting to get C rank agents. They're wanting to get the little birds, as they call them, and capture them. But why would they bring someone that strong to capture C-rank agents? It doesn't sit right with me. There's something else going on here. For them to even send someone like that, and to send all those black trigger users there, it's something really off is about this fight. Because, see, they have the dude that could turn into slime, kind of like Majin Buu fighting in this. You have a dude that's one of the strongest trigger users on their side is there. And then you have, like, a prince dude that's also there from what we can find, like some form of prince or lord. And they're sending these high-top agents to fight. Why would they do that? This must be very, very important for the entirety of their world for them to do something like this. So yeah, that's about it. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this week's episode of World Trigger? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? How do you feel about everything? Let me know in the comments below. Please be safe. Chibi out.